What's going on? Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to try to get an in-body scan at one of the gyms that I go to. And the reason for that is because I really would like to get a somewhat decent check to see around what my body fat percentage is, around how much muscle mass I'm carrying, and just to kind of look at all the numbers and the metrics of where I'm at right now, body composition wise. And the reason I'm trying to do this now is because I just finished up a fat loss phase. So I lost 13 pounds in about 4 months in this fat loss phase to prepare for my wedding. So I just got married last week. And now I'm transitioning to a muscle building phase, basically a lean bulk, where my goals are going to be more geared around building muscle, so gaining some weight. And I want to see kind of where I'm at the start of this phase. I want to see where my body fat percentage is, where my muscle mass is, and then I can do it again. I can take another in-body scan at the end of my muscle building phase to see how much muscle mass I actually added, how much, maybe body fat, if any, that I add throughout this lean bulking phase, and I can just really track this phase more accurately and diligently than I have in the past. All right, so great news. I was able to get the in-body scan. I was super excited about it. And basically what they have you do, there's this machine that you step on it, it's like a scale, and then they have these handles that you hold out by your sides, and it's supposed to give you a somewhat accurate depiction of your body fat percentage, how much muscle mass you have, how much fat mass you have, and a number of other metrics as well. So I'm gonna go over all of this with you, as well as sharing what I think the accuracy of this is, and I'm also going to compare it to my Withings foot scale that I use every morning, and it's super interesting. I'm really excited to share this with you. And just for reference, I'm gonna put my most recent progress photos up on the screen, just so that you have an idea of what I'm looking like in comparison to what these numbers say. So as you can see, I'm pretty lean, right? I'm on the leaner side. I have definition. You can see, my abs to some degree. I've got some muscle definition, but I've also at the same time, I've been leaner and I've been more shredded before. So let's dive into the numbers. I'm gonna try to put a picture of this on the screen, but the ink was running low, so it might be hard to see. But this is what the in-body scan said. So first of all, I weighed in at 153.2 pounds. That's a couple pounds heavier than what I typically am fasted. I did eat a pre-workout snack before going to the gym. So 153.2. And what it calculated was that my lean body mass, or my total muscle mass, was 148.2 pounds. So the vast majority of my mass, according to this, is muscle mass, and that equated to a body fat percentage of 3.2% body fat. Yes, that is absolutely crazy, and before you go crazy in the comments, this is not accurate, right? This honestly isn't even really close to accurate, which is pretty disappointing. Just based off of my knowledge as a personal trainer who's coached hundreds and hundreds of people, and based on my knowledge as a men's physique competitor as well. It's important to note that no one is 0% body fat. The body needs, I believe they say, around 3% body fat just to sustain itself, literally to not die. So truly being 3% body fat would be incredibly dangerous and unhealthy, and the person would be absolutely out of it as far as feeling like absolute shit, incredibly tired, and like I said, it would be very, very dangerous, which is not where I'm at. I feel amazing. I feel like I have a lot of energy. I feel great in my workouts. I'm performing well. I have mental focus. Things are going really well. And I shared this with my coach, who's an IFBB pro in men's physique. So he has even more experience when it comes to analyzing physique competitors, and he agreed. He said, yeah, it's not 3.2%, but I figured you were more around 9% body fat. So that was his estimation for me. And originally what he said was that for the InBody scan, he typically thinks it's give or take 2 or 3% in regards to the body fat percentage. And, you know, in my opinion, it's even way more off than that. My estimation was that I was gonna be in the 10 to 13% body fat range, just based off of my own physique, my own body, and how lean I know I can get versus where I'm at now. So now what I wanna do is compare this to my Withings foot scale, which I use every morning. It tells me my weight, it tells me my body fat percentage, my muscle mass, basically, you know, all the same things here. And what I do is I don't really give any value to those extra metrics on the foot scale. To step on a scale and just by sensing your feet and your toes, I personally don't think they can get a pretty accurate reading on your entire body fat percentage. How do they know what my body fat percentage is up in my shoulders or my back from just you know, touching against my toes, right? So for me, I don't give much value to that. I just use it for the scale weight. So let's start off with the body fat percentage. So on the same day, which was yesterday, my Withings scale said that I was 13.8% body fat, as you can see in my chart here. And let's be honest, that's way more in line with what I was predicting. It's way more in line with what my coach thought. And it's crazy to think it's like 4 times more than what the InBody scan said, but it is definitely closer to the reality. And what that equates to is about 124 pounds of muscle on me, which you can see here, and about 21 pounds of fat. Now, maybe that's a little bit high. You know, maybe my body fat percentage is more like 10%, or like my coach said, 9%. Maybe it's even 8%, or maybe it's 11, but it's definitely in that general range. You know, for this one to say I was 3.2% body fat, and to say that I only had 5 pounds, even 5 pounds of fat mass on me, is just very much undershooting it. And one thing that's worth sharing with you, I after seeing this, I did more research. I looked up a lot of other videos about people's results with the InBody scan, and I saw similar things. I saw people getting their results back, and it said that they were way leaner than they actually were. There was one guy who got a DEXA scan and compared it with the InBody scan. So if you're not familiar, a DEXA scan really is the most accurate way to have your body fat percentage calculated. They actually do x-rays against your whole body so that they can most accurately see what your body composition is. It's something that your gym is not gonna have. Typically, you have to go to a nearby university, pay $125 or something like that. It takes a half hour, and they, actually have, someone who's there who's, administering this on you, right? So that's much more in depth rather than just stepping on a scale and holding a handle, and it was done in 20 seconds, right? So if you really want to know, go get a DEXA scan. And what this guy's DEXA scan said was that he was about 23% body fat, and then he got the InBody scan, and it turns out that one said he was like 13 or 14% body fat. So similarly to me, it said it was unusually lower than the accurate DEXA scan did. And in that video, what the scientist said, who is administering the DEXA scan on this man, was that the InBody scans almost always say that you're leaner than you are. It's like she knew already, when you go get that InBody scan, it's gonna have you come in a lot leaner than what you actually are. But regardless, I wanted to get this done just to kind of see what it was like and see where it said I would be at. And interestingly enough, maybe my foot scale, my Withings scale, is actually more accurate, or at least giving me a better ballpark range of my body fat percentage and my muscle mass compared to something like this. I wonder if it was also just this particular InBody scanner that I used, I wonder if I went to a different one, if it would give me the same numbers or totally different numbers. So anyway, I hope this was interesting. You know, I did this just as an experiment. I'm looking forward to this next muscle building phase that I'm starting, and I'll be sharing videos here on my channel to document the process along the way, to see what it's like as I'm building muscle, but trying to limit fat gain as much as possible, trying to keep my body fat percentage as low as I can while still getting stronger and ultimately gaining some muscle mass. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing because I make new videos just like this every week, and I'll see you on the next one.